Yeah, I guess we going viral cause my Zodiac. I got all these snippets on my spreadsheet. Hey, Benjamin Franklin is my bestie. Grand Risings. Hey, got a lot of comments. All right, here we go. Here we go. This is where. Here you go. You remember this?
This shit was radical.
Oh, keep it clean.
It was horrible. I'm like, Zeus has gone way off the rails.
Hey. Oh, that was. All right. Good morning. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we are back. I'm so sorry I had to lighten up the screen. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are back in the Thunderdome. I'm your host. I'm your pilot, and you know exactly why we are gathered here this morning. All right. Let's get everything set. Oh, my God. All right. What we're going to do, we're going to be holding Donald J. Trump and his legion of MAGA demons accountable for all their dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds as well as their crimes. But before we do that, let's take care of some very important housekeeping items. For those of you who don't know who I am, I go by the name Zeus, or as some like to say, Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H, ladies and gentlemen? Well, it's quite simple. The first H is because I'm honest. Yes, I'm the most honest person on social media, hands down. The second H is because, well, I'm humble. You know, when you are a human being, you're not always perfect. And so sometimes you got to admit when you're wrong. I don't think that's a sign of weakness. I actually think that's a sign of strength. All right. And then the last and the final H, ladies and gentlemen, is because you guessed it, I am and will always remain the most handsome. Thank you. And thank you everyone for sharing the live and following me. Many of you are very, very familiar with what we do on this side of TikTok on this channel. It's what we do is very, very special. It's incredible. It's diabolical. It's galactical. It's sensational. It's theatrical. It's magical, right? We bring facts, data, statistics, and all kinds of truth to combat the right-wing propaganda that's being spewed out. It's nothing but lies, to be quite honest, right? And what we're doing is we're single-handedly walking Donald J. Trump and his legion of MAGA demons right off of the cliff or into the ditch that they're trying to dig for us, because it's clear, ladies and gentlemen, these guys, they're so incompetent. They're dangerous. They don't know what they're doing, right? Do I have any Trump supporters out there, ladies and gentlemen? Anyone out there still supporting Donald J. Trump? Or should I say, is there anyone out there still in the cult? Identify yourselves. Real quick, because what I don't want is, I just get tired of all of you coming onto my platform or trying to, find me when I venture off into red spaces and then try to get your lick back on me. It's like this. If you don't like what I'm saying and you don't like all of us being able to gather together the way that we do and tell the truth to combat the misinformation, then just stay away from us, right? Because I promise you, I'm going to do it. I will do it. I will, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to ruin someone's breakfast, lunch, dinner, and probably whatever is in between. They like to eat the Cheez-Its and the Diet Coke. All right, so if you don't want me to ruin your morning this morning, do me a huge favor and leave right now, because it's going to get very, very uncomfortable. I promise you it will. But get this. You don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country,
Yeah.
If you're not happy here, you can leave.
Yeah.
If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now.
Yeah.
Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
All right. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, the doors to the Thunderdome, they've officially closed. I take no responsibilities for what may occur. All right. But as you can see, sparks are going to start flying. I just say, get your shields out, whatever you need to protect yourself, because these conversations, ladies and gentlemen, when you're dealing with the uninformed and the unintelligent, they tend to go in directions a lot of us tend to not want to go, but we have to go there in order to save this great country of ours. So that's a huge W, Zeus. Now, the first thing I want to do is this. It was brought to my attention yesterday. I'll just be real brief on this. I went to go see Madam Vice President Kamala Harris yesterday. I had her book tour, and I just want to say this. I wonder. Hold on. Jeez. Oh, you see it now. Now it gives you the technical difficulties. All right. Well, I'll go back to what I was doing then. All right. I was able to go see Vice President Kamala Harris. I was just going to see if I could get the photo to come up, but hold on a quick second. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, WW Vice President Kamala Harris. San Francisco, the Masonic. And I know, Jess, you were there too. Jess, great show. I must encourage everybody that's actually a true concerned citizen of this country. She's doing book tours. I was trying to get the VIP. She had a meet and greet, but those things sold out. I said, wow, she is so popular. You can't get the meet and greet, but you know what? I went there, and DL Hughley, awesome job. Just basically teaching and instructing and highlighting some of the things that happened during her first 107 days, or well, the actual was only 107 days. But she really laid into Donald J. Trump, and I'll probably be posting some more of the content later. So I just want to say W to Vice President Kamala Harris, a real vice president. And you know what? They actually interviewed Big Zeus right after the show. You might be able to see it out here on the local television. If I get the footage, I'll do that, and I'll share that on my platform. So that's a W, Big Zeus. That's a big W for the kingdom. Yeah, I walked out of the Masonic. And, could you come over here, Zeus? Could you come over here? Sure. And they're dropping off people because there's 2 venues. I went to the first one, and then they go, "Could you please tell us how it made you feel?" I said, "You know what? One of the things about Vice President Kamala Harris, you got to know about her is." They tried to make her seem like she doesn't know what she's talking about, but when you sit there and just watch her and DL Hughley chop it up the way that she did, and she represented the Bay Area, I saw so much love. And she was also critical of the Democrat Party. And, I said, they say she doesn't know how to talk that well, but when you sit down and you listen to her, she's actually very brilliant. She actually talks way better than deranged Donald J. Trump. So again, yeah. I just wanted to plug that. All right, now, but let's get back down to what's really going on, because she's going to do what she has to do to try to save this great country, and we got to do our part, ladies and gentlemen. And so, with that being said, we're going to have to get back to what's really going on in this country. A lot of us couldn't rest this weekend because the devil was busy. The devil was truly busy, and I truly do believe Donald J. Trump is going to destroy his base before midterms, because a lot of you, and I'm going to keep repeating this, you're not in a safer situation. If you don't believe me, just ask yourself what happened to CK, right? CK would be alive in my opinion, CK would be alive if Joe Biden was still running the country, or Vice President Kamala Harris, because at least we had, competence. That's an easy word, competence and common sense, right? WZs. But we don't get that with Donald J. Trump, ladies and gentlemen. We don't get that with Donald J. Trump. What do we get? We get recklessness, we get danger, and we get a bunch of nonsense, all right? And so what I want to do, first things first, is this. I want to start out with what Senator Mark Kelly said about MAGA and the government shutdown. And I'm just going to get this on the record, because a lot of you Trump supporters, you think that Donald Trump is somehow helping you by shutting the government down. You should hear them. It's the Democrat shutdown. Does anyone think it's a Democrat shutdown? Does anyone think it's a Democrat shutdown out there? Just put a 1 in the chat if you think it's a Democrat shutdown. I'm looking in the comments like, oh, wow, we got over 1,000 folks in here. Wow. Because I've gone both ways with, okay, July. Okay, shout out to July. Oh, okay, July, you took it back. I'm at the point now. See, I wasn't far left. And that's a lot of people in the Democrat Party, they get on me and they say, Zeus, you're not far left enough. And I'm like, hold on, slow down. I got a lot of issues with the Democrat Party right now to be taking it that far. But now where Donald Trump is doing right now, he's saying, I'm going to shut the entire government down because you got people collecting Medicaid, Medicare benefits that shouldn't be collecting it. And he calls them, illegals or undocumented people. And so I went and did the math. $20 to $50 billion is all he's talking about, right? $20 to $50 billion. Let's just say we decided, because me, we should have health care for everyone. And it should be free in terms of the fact that the government pays for it, because I understand a healthier society is a more productive society. So it's a small amount compared to all the trillions of dollars he's raised off the tariffs. So I'm at the point now where he's pushed me more left. And I'm like this, you know what, Donald Trump, and to the MAGA Republicans, just give everybody health care and open up the government. Zeus, right? It's such a small amount of money that we're talking about relative to the trillions and trillions that we could be making if everybody in this country was healthy. And so, since Donald Trump and his supporters don't get that, I think that we should just make people who are Republican, MAGA Republicans, I don't think you should be allowed to get anything in this country that the Democrats are advocating for, right? And so what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to let Senator Mark Kelly say it, and then we're going to go straight to judgment.
Consider millions of people possibly losing their health care
Yeah.
or going bankrupt. When people lose their health care, they die. I mean, that is
You hear
the
that? This is what he's saying. This is what Mark Kelly, a Democrat, this is what he is saying on Fox News, MAGA. When you lose your health care, guess what? You're going to be eliminated. And who's trying to eliminate you? You knuckleheads? It's not the Democrats. We're trying to save you. It's your dear leader. Like I've been telling y'all, go look up how every cult, every fascist regime ends up. All right? And you're going to understand why the temperature is the way it is in this country.
quality of this situation we're in, and all we have to do is negotiate it. Now, the majority leader in the Senate, John Thune, talks about, well, we'll have conversations. We need more than conversations. We need a real negotiation. The president met with the 4 leaders of Congress about a week ago.
Oh, he did.
On Monday. And it didn't even seem, the feedback we got, it didn't even seem that he understood what these premium tax credits were. So the first step here is the president has to understand what's going on.
So the president of the United States, the one that's sitting around putting up these fake AI pictures that are racist, yeah, misogynist, sexist, all of the things that a person shouldn't be. He doesn't even understand why the government is shut down. Think about that, MAGA. Where are you getting your information from? And why is he hiding? He should be front and center. If he believes that it's a Democrat shutdown, he should be front and center making his case. But he's not doing that because he honestly doesn't care.
When you look around the country and you see who this affects the most, it's folks in rural areas.
Yeah.
He won rural parts of this country in almost every state.
Oh.
So this affects his voters, and it should never be about that.
Marky, so you're okay with Donald Trump basically eliminating you. Okay, Marky, fair enough. I don't need to hear anything else. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to go ahead and send Donald Trump supporters where they belong. Where? Zeus, where are you sending them? We're going to send them to hell because every time you turn on the TV, these MAGA demons are inventing new ways to commit crimes and sin. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and warm up the lake of fire and send them where they belong. Where? Zeus, don't send them. No, I gotta send you because you belong there. Let's go ahead and do it. Straight to hell!
Silence!
Yeah.
You MAGA demon!
It gives me great pleasure, honestly, when I wake up every day and I know it's just one less MAGA around here. It's just one less MAGA around here. Thank you. Because I've tried to be nice to him. And you can't be nice. You know, I was at Kamala's thing and they were saying, and Kamala, I gotta say, she's a little too nice in ways, but she has a good heart. But one of the things is like, what can we do to reach these people in America to help them wake up? And I'm like, you know what? After talking to these demons, I realized there's a reason hell exists. And somebody, ladies and gentlemen, somebody has to go to hell, right? Somebody has to go to hell. And it's not me, it's going to be MAGA. Thank you. I refuse. Speaking of hell, any so-called MAGA Christians out there, any of you Republicans out there, Christians, any of you Republican Christians out there, please identify yourselves in the comment section because, Lee, are you seriously, you're a Christian, Lee? I'm looking at Lee real, Big Rob. Oh, Big Rob? No, you should drop that big off the front of your name because that's reserved for Big Zeus. But Rob, I'll call you Rob. Oh, I'm curious. Rob. Okay, Lee, you too? Okay, Lee. All right, I got an honest question, ladies and gentlemen. And ladies and gentlemen, please just let these guys answer for themselves. Don't give them the answer. Let's not give them the answer because that would be cheating in this situation. Does anybody know who this is? Lee, Rob. Y'all know who that is? This guy right here? Y'all know who he is? Do y'all know who he is? I'll give you a hint. He's Donald Trump's spiritual advisor. Huh. You know who that is? Look at watch Lee. Watch Rob. Ooh, they don't want to say who this is. Oh, where did Lee and Rob go? I didn't block them. My hands are here. I didn't block them. Oh, Oh, they got radio silent. This is Donald Trump's spiritual advisor, ladies and gentlemen. And over the weekend, I was combing through Donald Trump's social media platform, looking at what Stephen Miller, because Stephen Miller's he's pretty much the face of evil. Neither one of them spoke up. And there are some Russian bears on this app. And then there's a guy on here who loves to show up, especially when bad things happen to their party. They come up and they do, Zeus, you said this and you said that. I mean, you've all seen them come over to my platform, especially right after CK, was unalived, and try to call me out. And so these are the moments where I say, where are they? Right. Where are these guys that love to call Big Zeus out? Russian bears, Lion Lou, where are you? Look at that. Lion Lou ain't here. Can't nowhere to be found. The number you're calling is no longer in service. All right, yeah. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and lump them all in, and I'm going to go ahead and get this on the record. So this is Donald Trump's spiritual advisor. And what we did see that happened was this. You see that? See them little pink hands right there? They're in handcuffs. DJ Snuggles, where are y'all, you so-called Christians? Let's go ahead and find out what this person's crimes were. Bear with me a second. Sometimes, we get into, it's so heavy. It's so heavy the internet says I can't even do it, Big Zeus. Oh, here we go.
Thank you, Jesus, for
The man who once led one of the largest congregations in America. Today, walking into an Oklahoma courthouse, pleading guilty to sexually abusing an underage girl.
This has taken my entire lifetime to get here.
That girl was Cindy Clemishire, now 55. Inside the courtroom, delivering a message to her abuser through tears, as Gateway Church founder Robert Morris admitted to 5 felony counts of lewd or indecent acts with a child in the 80s.
Wow.
People need to know who he is, that he came into our home as a pedophile, disguised as a preacher.
Oh.
The abuse began on Christmas night.
Oh. This is Donald Trump's spiritual advisor. And you see how all the Trump voters, they're radio silent on my show this morning, aren't they? This is why I say, you don't got to worry about the Democrats getting you. You got to worry about the good Lord God getting you. She said a wolf in sheep's clothing. Listen up. Listen to what she described a man.
That he came into our home as a pedophile, disguised as a preacher.
This is Donald Trump's spiritual advisor. Are there any Trump voters? Identify yourselves in my comment section. I would love to get your honest assessment of this situation. It's like every time we turn around, Donald Trump has a soundbite with some of the worst people I've ever seen on the face of the earth. Jeffrey Epstein, he's a terrific guy. This guy, he's a great person. And you see MAGA right now. They zipped up right now. They're out here zip tying children when they should be zip tying these crooks. They should be impeaching Donald Trump. This is how I know God's judgment is truly upon this nation. And since I can't get one Trump voter to get their special behind up here and defend this and condemn Donald J. Trump, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and do it together. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead, and this is why I don't have a conscience anymore. I don't care if I have to send 1,000, 1,000,000 Trump supporters straight to hell on this show. It's a necessary thing in light and in considering all the stuff that we got going on. I got an image in my mind that I just can't get out. Innocent children, black children, being zip tied because Trump is sending in the National Guard. While this perp gets to run around here and terrorize everyday Americans, children, in the name of God. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't get more evil than this. And the fact that Donald Trump has been radio silent on this matter while he's shutting the government down because he doesn't want to release the Epstein files. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending Donald J. Trump and his legion of MAGA demons where they belong, straight to hell. I don't care.
either stupid or you hate the country.
Yeah, Alicia, I saw you write Trump forever, Alicia. Is there a problem, Alicia? You can't think for yourself? But if you want, Alicia, I can help you get on the right side of history before it's too late. Because while I'm doing what I'm doing up here, I still have a heart. I do believe if you want to be saved, you first got to truly repent. And if you're truly trying to repent, then I can help you. But this stuff that y'all got going on, I want you to understand something. Nobody believes you. Kamala said it yesterday. 2/3 of America doesn't believe you. All right. And y'all got to really come to grips with that, because when this is all said and done, the Nuremberg trials, they're going to be considered. I don't know what we'll have to call them, but there's going to be so much accountability, because I'm keeping personal track of all the crimes, especially the war crime being committed by Donald J. Trump and this administration. When this is all said and done, every day bring a Trump supporter into court. Do you support Donald Trump? And you know what they're going to do? They're going to try to lie. No, I never supported him. The Bible talked about that. You know, in the last days, a lot of people are going to deny, oh, I don't know who Jesus is. Oh, yo, you're going to be doing that because Trump is your Jesus, right? And then you know what we're going to do? We're going to go comb through your social media accounts, read some of the DMs. We're going to go back, read some of your, and we're going to go, oh, so you're a liar and you hate the country. What do we do with them? Ladies and gentlemen, you know what we're going to do. Send them straight to hell. I could read you a story right now. Epstein victim says there are tapes of Donald Trump having something with little girls, many little girls. I could read that to you, but why? It doesn't change what MAGA thinks. Y'all a bunch of sick folks. Your souls are black. Your souls are hellbound. All right. And if you don't really seriously get out of this cult, it's going to get a lot worse. The other thing that I wanted to talk about, ladies and gentlemen, is how many of you heard about this story? Let's go ahead and get this on the record. And this won't take too long. This won't take too long, because the left the right likes to try to say it's the left that's violent. But meanwhile, last I checked, all the left is trying to do is get you some free health care, right? All the left is trying to do is get MAGA some free health care, and they're saying we are the violent ones, all right? And so what I want to do is this. Let me see if I could go ahead and give y'all an example of what I mean. Hold on. Let me see if I could give you a quick example of what I mean.